So, welcome to the start of a brand new modern touring car championship season. It's season 12. We're starting here at Brands Hatch Indy. If you missed the race before, which was the Group A Tourers, I strongly suggest you go and watch that as an absolute cracker of a race. But 5 minutes of qualifying, that's all these drivers get. 5 minutes, and that is game. So, who's going to make the least mistakes? Who is going to take that coveted pole position to start this first round off? Let's have a look at the drivers. Southall Records in a BMW. NGR Scooby G in a McGann. Whitford Zero in a BMW. Suzuki RMZ, he takes an Astra. J47PT is in 5th, well, say 5th, he's in a McGann. Sliding Gas 28 in 6th. Edu is in a McGann, Sliding Gas back in his BMW. Jamie is in a McGann. Omega, the defending champion, is back in his McGann. Fraser in his McGann. Martin, this time in an Astra. RS Jim in a McGann. Royston is in a McGann. Tim is trying out the Astra this season with Ginge back in his McGann, and the current pole sitter, Jack Team 53 Synopsis, or was current pole sitter, is in an Astra for this season. A much better mix than last year. Last year very much almost like a McGann Cup. But currently Fraser is your current pole sitter there by 0.06 and 50 points to that BMW. Commentator bonus points, we love them. Edu now takes pole position by 0.082 of a second from Fraser and his McGann. Then is Omega, the defending champion, into the RS Jim is in 4th. Suzuki, Sliding Gas 28 is in 5th right now. There's Scooby G, Jack top of the Astra list, only 0.8 behind, so not a lot of time to find. There's Jamie F30 on his return to Taurus. Royston Whitford there in his number 71. And that's Southall Records is round at Paddock Hill Bend with 2 minutes to go. Oh, and that was dodgy. That was very dodgy from Southall Records. He almost wiped out Ginge. And there goes Tim wide. Oh, that's not where you want to be parking, sir. Bit of a spin in the number 72 car. Here comes Scooby G in his McGann, looking in 5th right now. But Omega has taken the top spot as Ginge runs wide. Omega currently in 1st. You'll be happy so far with that. RS Jim on his return to cars. First time in the moderns, I believe. He is currently sat in 2nd place with a 47.1. And there's another sign going around. Edu is currently in 3rd. With Fraser in 4th. Now Fraser last year had an amazing back end to the season. Really strong performances. I'll be hoping for the same again this season, but this time through the whole season. We'll really be looking, he will be targeting that championship this year. And with the 5 minute grids, it can really change a race. See, Jack 53 Synopsis, only 0.9 of a second off the pole sitter right now. Sat in 9th place. Trying to make the Astra work, not the fastest car. But definitely nice to have a range of cars. RS Jim has finished his qualifying, as is one of the NGR boys at the bottom. As Tim, who is in 13th. Whitford Zero is set to them. Good time that from Tim, 1.6 off in the Astra. He's ahead of Suzuki RMZ, J47PT and Southall Records right now. Scooby G and Omega. Currently in provisional pole position. And then goes Edu. Trying to get in on the action. Fraser's finished qualifying. Edu trying to get a fast lap, and that has hindered him. Don't think, I think that's Whitford there. No, that's Southall Records. I think Southall is on a hot lap, so nothing he can really do. Omega's finished his qualifying. Ginger's finished his qualifying in 7th. Here comes Slidergas, sliding his way through the Bentley Straight. Comes Jack Team 53 synopsis, and a spin at Clark Curve. Wheel on the grass. Sends the Opal man round. Martin is in 10th. Royston 11th. Whitford 0. There's Tim. There's Suzuki RMZ is in 14th. J47PT finishes 15th. And South Records is 16th. So, confirmation here then of the qualifying results here for the modern touring car. NGR Omega 1984 claims pole position, a good start to his title defense. Jim comes home in 2nd, Edu 3rd, Fraser 4th, Scooby 5th, Jamie is 6th, Ginge 7th, Slider Gas is in 8th, Jack TM53 Synopsis is in 9th, Martin 10th, Royston 11th, Zero is 12th, a bit further down than we expected, potentially. Tim is 13th, Suzuki RMZ 14th, J47PT is in 15th with Southall Records, rounding out the 16 drivers in last place. So, here we go. Southall Records has left the session. So we're starting with 15 with 3 lights, and we are green here. That's Brands Hatch Indy. And Omega getting a tap from behind. That is going to cause chaos. The defending champion is dead last. Don't know whether he got a slight tap from Edu, but that is not the way Omega would have wanted to start this season. As they enter Graham Hill for the first time, RS Jim now leads then. Oh, and RS Jim with a slow down. That enables Fraser to get up into 2nd place now behind Edu. That's not a man you want behind, and Jim really is slowing right down. And a tap from behind, that's Whitford. And RS Jim in the barrier. There's now Jim at the back of the pack. I don't know what happened there. Oh, but there is carnage behind. That is NGR Martin. And Ginge, maybe a get together through Clark Curve. But Edu still leads from Fraser, from Slider Gas and that BMW. That's an amazing start from the man in the rear-wheel drive car. As we head down to Graham Hill for the 2nd time of 26. Remember the Group A's were doing around 47 to 48 seconds per lap. Let's see what these guys can do in the more modern car. The JF430 quietly in 4th there. Scooby G is 5th. Jack has made his way into 6th. There's Whitford in 7th. Royston in 8th. J47PT is in 9th. There's Suzuki RMZ in 10th. As they come across the line. There's Omega, currently in 11th. Martin is 12th. Tim is 13th at the moment. He's going to have RS Jim on his tail soon. With Ginge at the back of the pack. Not having a good night so far as Ginge. And there's Tim running wide through Paddock Hill in the Astra. Gets it back on. No real delay. Up front though is going to be Fraser into Surtees. And a brilliant move from Fraser, looking to start his campaign strong. Up into 1st place then, for the man, the Renault Esports finalist. And a bit of battling behind. Jamie FL30 looks to go down the inside of Slider Gas. He gets there. Oh, and he's tapped Edu. Oh, and that is getting tight as we come out to Druids now. Jamie's now dropped into 5th. There's Scooby and Slider Gas. But wise idea that from Jamie, making sure Edu gets ahead of him. And Edu now has a penalty. With Ginge, I think that at the back. So that's not going to help Edu. He's going to have to get his skates on. There is Scooby, the man who finished second last year, I think. If I remember correctly. But there's Slidergas now hounding Edu. And what sort of penalty did Edu have? A 2-second penalty for the Spaniard. But Slidergas doesn't care. He's gone down the inside of Paddock Hill and he's made that stick. That's a brilliant move. And here comes Jamie FL30 up towards Druids. Looking to go on the inside of Edu. Can he quite get there? Another little love tap. All fair though. Robbins racing in touring cars. And Edu keeps the place. Oh, and nothing Jamie could do about that. And oh, that's a big collection. Nowhere for Jack to go. Nowhere for Scooby to go. That's very unfortunate. Through Graham Hill for Edu. Now he sits in 11th place. Not where he wanted to be there. Fraser almost 4 seconds now ahead of the pack, and Slidergas now has a penalty. Let's have a look. Penalty, 1 second for Slidergas. Jamie nowhere near him though, because he's got Scooby for company. A combo with Scooby, looking at the back there of Jamie's car. Through Graham Hill. Up towards Surtees. Down towards Bentley Straight we come. Can Scooby get a run up into Druids? He do. Still in 11th right now, right behind Suzuki RMZ. Oh, a good run here from Scooby by the looks of it. He's got the cut back. He looks at the inside of Druids. Jamie trying to go round the outside. Not quite going to work. And Scooby moves up into third. Maybe a bit of a let go that from Jamie after forcing Scooby wide through Graham Hill. But battle now commences as they come down to Surtees. Scooby having to go defensive. Into clearways. And through Clark Curve. Edu has got past Suzuki RMZ. He's now looking at J47 PT, just runs slightly to the back of him. No harm done though. It's a good little battle this for 9th place. Edu looking maybe to get a switch back through Paddock Hill. Oh, and that is Suzuki RMZ. Big in the barrier. That Astra might need some repair work after that. Luckily no damage in this series. Back though, and here's RS Jim now battling with Edu. This is phenomenal. 2 top guys battling it out just for top 10 positions here. And they're starting to let J47 get away, and that is a great move from Martin down the inside for Surtees. Ginger's come to play as well. Edu down to 13th. Scooby now has penalties of 1 second. Question is, can Jamie catch up enough to Slidergas? It's fair to say Fraser just has to control this race now. 5 seconds ahead. Good start for him. Behind that, Jack is getting caught now by Royston. Now Royston, one of the slower guys from last season, really has upped his game this season. Up into 6th place at the moment. And that's Omega behind after the unfortunate start. There's Whitford 0. There's J47 PT. RS Jim 77. Right behind him, looking up towards Paddock Hill. Feigns to look to the inside, doesn't go for it. Into Paddock, he's going to take a wide line in. Can't get a tighter line out though. And he will dive down the inside of Druids, and that's a brilliant move by RS Jim 77. Fantastic stuff. Up into 9th place then for the returnee. Don't think Jim ever done the moderns, but he was a good big part of the Group A's. So he's back to do the touring car package. here on the Monday Night Tours. Back up near the front though. Jamie not really closing in, but he does have Scooby quite happily closing him in on him. Again, really wide from Jamie. Looking to get a good run off the corner, but it's really costing him time. Time he does not have to offer right now, because if Scooby gets in front of him in a second ahead, he's lost that position. There's pretty much no other way of putting it. He's lost the position if Scooby gets ahead, and 1 second ahead for good measure. As we go on to lap number 12. Who's out at the back? That is Tim at the back now, having a run round. Hopefully going to stick around and pick up some points. Being good to see Tim. He is improving season on season. And that is Scooby ahead, and behind that is Jack and Omega now having a battle now for that top 5 position. Astra versus McGann. We know which car is quicker, but it's all down to the driver to make the machinery work. Through Surtees and up towards Clearways. Omega looks down the inside. He's down the inside of Clearways. Got the inside for Clark Covers. Go down the Bentley Straight. And that is done deal for Omega. He's gone ahead into the top 5. Jack was not expecting a move through there, I don't think. Good line though from Jack through the hill there. Into Graham Hill for the 13th time at the halfway point when they cross the line. And it's this man who's leading. About to lap Tim. Tim moves over. Good stuff. Flash of the lights from Fraser to say thank you. And Jamie has now lost that second gap to Scooby. And Scooby now trying to hunt down Sliding Ass for position on track. Now these two have exactly 1 second penalties each. So that'll be an interesting battle. There's Whitford, and RS Jim is right behind him as he comes into Druids. Can he make it up into 5th? Sorry, not 5th, and 8th place then for RS Jim after a little incident earlier on in the race. We'll be looking to try and rectify everything and get up the order. Suzuki now down into 14th. There's Ginge in 13th. With Martin ahead and J47PT. Edu on really slow down mission there. I think he must have had a penalty. Currently in 10th, and he does have 5 seconds worth of penalty, so he's going to have to get a move on there. It's only 2 seconds ahead of J47 right now. But back up to here. That is Tim running wide, potentially to allow him through. Sliding Gas is now under intense pressure from Scooby G. Board of the bonnet of Scooby G. Now looking at the back of the BMW. Go on to lap number 16. How much corner speed Scooby's got compared to the BMW as we come up to Druids. Oh, Scooby looking down the inside there. Go through Graham Hill for the 16th time. He's going to have a run up towards Surtees. Inside for Surtees. But that's amazing for the BMW driver. He's not backing out of this. Sliding Gas, not backing out. Showing Scooby he's not afraid to keep that thing absolutely pinned. Jamie's gone for a wander down to 9th. Whatever happens to him, I do not know. Might have touched the grass maybe. Into Paddock Hill then. 17th time. Scooby's going to get frustrated behind that BM. He knows he's quicker. Very much knows he's quicker here. Down towards 30s then. Oh, Scooby tries selling him a dummy and it almost works. It's just not quite getting enough speed there to get on with it. Can't quite get past that BMW right now. So we head on to lap number 18 of 26. And this time he's got the inside for Druids, and that should be done. Deal for the man. Done and snorted. Down towards the hill. Slide of gas. Doesn't have anything to come back with. And that is Scooby G up into second place. And they've got to go careful now, because Omega is starting to catch him. And if Omega's within a second, he gains the place. Edu's gradually eking that gap out right now. There he is, he's gradually eking it out. He hasn't got any more penalties, he's still only 5 seconds, so if that clock can hit 5, who's that behind? Martin? Martin. If Martin's time is 5 seconds or 5.001 or more, then Edu's Indy will keep that top 10 place. There is Jamie F30 on a bit of a fight back. He's looking at the inside of Whitford as he come up into Druids. Has to try and do a switch back maybe through the hairpin. Almost gets it as he come now down to Graham Hill. Thought about the move to the inside, couldn't quite do it. Will though have a look through Surtees. No, it's not quite there. Through Surtees and up towards Clearways for the 19th time. Has he got to run? He has to back out of it. He was going to run into the back of Whitford there. He's going to have to try again, coming up towards Paddock. Can he get a good run out of Paddock here? Gets a good run. Can't go up the inside though. Whitford has that covered. Jamie really trying right now to get this position back. And that is Royston just up ahead. Oh, has Jamie got this up the inside of Clearways? He looks, he given room by Whitford, great driving, but Jamie, a fantastic move through Clearways, finished off through Clark Curve. Puts him back in the boys to go into Paddock Hill, and Jamie instantly goes defensive. Great stuff from the boys in NXTGEN here. There's Scooby, who is racing away. Slide to gas. Will not keep that third place as it currently stands. He's not a second ahead of Omega. Jack, a really good effort right now from the Astroman. That car is not the quickest here, and yet he is really doing well. Really doing well. He's got RS Jim 77 now for company, but he's only got to hold on for another 5 laps. Very much doable. There's Royston. There's Jamie for 30. It's 3.3 to Ginge from Edu. It's not quite going to do it at this rate. He might get 11th if Ginge... Oh, that's extra points there. He might get 11th if Martin stays where he is now. There is Martin. There's Suzuki RMZ, 13th at the moment, J47PT there in 14th, and Tim in 15th. RS Jim, though, is looking like the battle at the moment. This is extra again. through up towards 30s for the 23rd time. They've done a lot of laps around here. We've done something like 22 minutes ago. 25 laps in the Group A, 26 the moderns. We get to the which again are around here, and they are going to be dizzy. So, as we come up, RSGEN, we're still looking right now. In the cockpit view then of the Megane. Probably starting to get sick at the back end of that Astra, as nice looking as it is in touring car form. Oh, and Jack almost caught RSGEN off guard there with his braking point. Down Bentley straight and up towards paddock. We have a look to the inside, not going to do it. Here we are on the penultimate lap right now. Edu has had issues and he's in the barrier at the exit of Graham Hill. He's parked there. That's the end for Edu. Really not having a good day. TM53 synopsis and RSGEN 77. Here we go, down, up towards Paddock Hill. Back into the way. Here comes Fraser then, up towards Clearways for the final time. He has been sensational this race, I think you'll all agree. Fraser will Season 12 modern touring car campaign in style. In the Megane. Fantastic stuff. Here comes Scooby G. He will claim second. Omega will come home in third place. Slider Gas W will come home fourth. He'll be happy with that. Jack Team 53 Synopsis has a penalty. So it'll be RSGEN who takes fifth away from Jack, courtesy of a penalty. Royston will come home just ahead of Whitford in seventh. Oh no, Whitford takes it. Whitford takes seventh from Royston. There's Jamie F430, ruining his chance of a massive roll. Although he gets it done by Martin on the line, courtesy of a penalty. Suzuki RMZ will come home in 12th. Fantastic stuff from the moderns. Fraser takes the win from Scooby G. Omega third, Slider Gas fourth. Jim will come home fifth. Jack 6th. Whitford 7th. Royston 8th. Ginge 9th. Martin 10th. Jamie F430 is 11th. Suzuki RMZ comes home in 12th. J47PT in 13th. Tim comes home 14th. And Edu will come 15th and the last of the runners. Will the Spaniard. So a fantastic race that from the NXTGEN boys. In the modern touring car, Fraser dominant win after staying out of trouble. But the next track, same as the Group A Tourers, we're heading to Spa Francorchamps, one of the biggest, one of the longest tracks on the calendar. It's going to be an absolute belter, I think you'll all agree. Nice to see different car manufacturers though, other than the Renault Megane. BMW doing well. Jack making the Astra work a little bit there, getting a bit of speed out of it. It's a very mixed bag. Well, that race shoots various incidents. So that's your provisional results. Now we hope you join us next week for Spa-Francorchamps, but coming up next is the Clios. Now I am racing in that, so the stream will be no talking, but a point of view from my car, my Renault. So I do hope you watch that, because it could be quite interesting, a commentator trying to race. But other than that, from me and the Next Gen boys here tonight, we do thank you for watching the Moderns. We hope you join us at Spa, and stay tuned for some Renault Clio action. Thank you for watching, good night.